This rant has been coming for about a month now, and personally, I think it's the best rant I've done on this channel. So, as a result of that, drop a like, okay? That'd be very much appreciated. We need to have this seen by as many people as possible. The same thing as my rant a month ago. Do it again, drop a like, share this video around. It needs to be seen by as many people as possible. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Vince McMahon genuinely believes that he is the Almighty, that he is God, he is above everyone else in this pandemic situation, okay? He sees that everyone is locked in their homes, they're in isolation, they're in lockdown, in quarantine, people can't leave their houses, and if they do, it's a quick, out and back, straight back inside, they can't do anything. But Vinnie Mac, no. Vince McMahon has to run WWE shows because apparently somehow that constitutes as essential programming, which if you've watched Raw or SmackDown, hell, even NXT for the last couple of months, especially Raw and SmackDown, nothing about that constitutes essential programming, okay? Those shows are the bottom of the barrel as far as television, but apparently that constitutes essential programming, and Vince McMahon, and for some reason that's going ahead, okay? WWE are doing live shows as of Raw tomorrow. Okay, look, a month ago when this was really breaking in the Western world, this story with the virus and the outbreak, I made a trilogy of videos. The one where I said, stop it clowns, WrestleMania 36 won't get cancelled. I made the video where I was talking about WrestleMania 36 happening in front of no one. I made a video pretty much attacking Vince, saying that enough is enough. This is essentially the fourth one of these videos, and this one is probably going to be the most scathing, because I'm just done. This is pathetic. I'm being dead serious now. I can make all the jokes about Vince being God. I can say whatever I want, but the fact of the matter is, the underlying truth, this man on screen right here could not care less about the health or the safety of the performers on his roster. He couldn't care less if these wrestlers actually get this virus and they could potentially be immunocompromised for the rest of their lives, or they could even be killed, who knows. He couldn't care less about that. What he cares about in his 74-year-old state is making sure that he recoups some of his money, because the XFL was a complete failure the first time, and now the second time it's an even bigger failure. They got through 5 weeks, now the XFL is trying to shut down permanently. So the XFL's gone, all that money's down the toilet. Vince now had WrestleMania cancelled, all the money he was going to get from Tampa Bay and that economy, gone. So now he's looking at the TV deals and he sees in the contracts that, we have to have this amount of live shows per year, we must keep running. Well, okay, how about you talk it out with Fox, talk it out with all these companies, USA Network, and say, look, we have a virus going on. We're not going to risk our performers and potentially killing them over the sake of a couple of $100,000 or a couple of $1 million. Well, sorry, in Fox's case, $1 billion. We're not going to risk our performers and risk people. But no. It just, the sheer greed of this man. It's nauseating. And to go inside with that, it's like the people on social media who defend this. This is what makes it worse, because we know Vince McMahon is a notorious greed mongerer. He's notorious for just money at all costs, the bottom line, lining their pockets with cash over the safety of everyone else. We know that from Vince. But the people on social media, the cretins who go out there and say, but at least they're putting on a show, man. At least they're putting on shows. Be happy. Be grateful, man. I'm sick of that too. I really am. Okay? It's not good enough that they're putting on these shows. These shows suck. Have you been watching these shows? Okay? Maybe take off your WWE tinted glasses. Get your mouth out of the WWE Kool-Aid, container. Maybe stop looking at this and acting like you're on the WWE payroll. Okay? Watch these shows for what they are. They're nothing shows. Can anyone honestly say who watched Raw and SmackDown from this past week that those 5 hours of fresh, new, almost live content was worth it? If you honestly say that to me, you are a brain-dead buffoon and should be, examined by a doctor. There is no chance you're watching these shows and thinking to yourself, these are really good shows. I'm really entertained by what I'm watching. what these shows are doing and what they're putting on is worth nearly potentially killing these performers, risking their lives, making them have to be away from their families in a time where family time is the most necessary thing of all. That is just, it makes me feel sick to know. But it all comes back to lining your pockets with cash. It's all these people care about. And as I've just said, the shows aren't even worth putting on. Would people want to watch WWE replaying an Attitude Era Raw just on Monday night? Or do people want to see Apollo Crews versus Aleister Black in a 27-minute match that turns into 40 minutes with commercials? Is that what people want to see? Risking both Aleister Black and Apollo Crews, the commentators, the people in Gorilla, the production crew, everyone involved with making that Raw taping happen. Do you want to risk everyone there, all for the sake of putting on a show because we've got to get the content out for the USA Network and Fox? It's just, look at the priorities. I said this in those other videos, but you look at every single sports league worldwide, pretty much every entertainment medium. It's all shut down for now, and everyone knows why, except Vince. Vince doesn't care, even though, I don't know, you look at all these big leagues, the NBA and every basketball league, the CBA, you look at baseball, the baseball leagues, you look at hockey, you look at soccer in Europe, that's all been shut down and put on the back burner for now. Okay, the whole of Europe, soccer's like the main sport over there, it's been put on the back burner. Okay, you look at everything, NASCAR, car racing, tennis, every sport, all the sports have been put on the back burner. All the entertainment mediums, concerts, performances, theater, they've all been put on the back burner as well. Okay, and it just hurts to see because WWE, I guess I was supposed to expect this from them, but literally as of right now, it's April 13th when I'm filming this. This thing in the Western world really became a big issue a month ago, and we're still going through this same situation. Okay, it's still, WWE is that one dumb kid in class who refuses to accept what everyone else is doing. Okay, okay, I'll try this analogy. Pretty much, you're doing like a science practical, okay? WWE, Vince McMahon, they're that one dumb kid in the back of the class not listening to what the teacher's saying, okay? The teacher's saying, simple, step one, do this, and in this case, close the shows, put everything on the back burner, okay? That's what the government is saying, okay? The government is the teacher, they're saying, put everything on hold. But Vince McMahon and the WWE, they're that one dumb kid in the back of the class who they're trying to see what the lab glasses look when they put them on backwards. They're trying to do handstands in the back of the lab class. They're lighting Bunsen burners on fire and setting fire to the room. Okay, that's what the WWE are. They're creating a massive scene for no reason when this is such a simple situation to sort out. Okay, a brain-dead idiot with 3 brain cells to rub together can realize, okay, put everything on hold for now. This is purely for the safety of the performers, the safety of the production crew, safety of the commentators, safety of people in Gorilla. Okay, for the safety of everyone, put things on hold. But Vinnie Mac, no. And the thing, I mentioned this in my other rant video, my other rip apart of this situation, but this is even more prevalent. The people who are most at risk in this situation are elderly people. How old's Vince McMahon? 74? Oh, well, I'm sorry, if he keeps running these shows, God forbid, someone in WWE might actually have this virus, okay? I hope no one does, but someone, whether it's a production crew or a wrestler, it doesn't matter. Someone in WWE could very well have this right now, but they haven't been fully tested and they don't know. Someone could have this, and then it could just get passed to Vince, and Vince isn't aware of this for like 10 days or 2 weeks. So Vince could have this virus, and he could easily, given his age and immunocompromisation because of his age, he could die because of this. But no, Vinnie Mac, gotta line my pockets with dollar bills. Just look at the priorities. This is the WWE at their very worst. This is the greed. This is the WWE who sacrifices their TV product week in, week out because of the Fox deal, the Saudi deal, and the money they're getting from that. Okay, this company, it's just... interest in the company, in WWE and pro wrestling, is at an all-time low. I've never seen interest this low in pro wrestling. I really haven't. And I did some research on this because I was thinking to myself, just how far has this company fallen? And I look at the TV ratings because, boy, the TV ratings are a fantastic way of telling how interested people are. And as much as people can say, oh, well, people just want to digest the shows via YouTube clips. People just aren't watching anymore. Okay, how about this? If people were actually invested in anything this company were doing, they'd watch the show live to see it live. People wouldn't watch it 2 days later in a 2-minute YouTube clip. People watch it live. So, with that being said, we look at the Raw ratings. Okay, we look at Monday Night Raw. I'll start this. 5 years ago, Raw after Mania 2015. This was the March 30th, 2015 episode, the night after WrestleMania. The show averaged 5.36 million viewers. Okay, 5,360,000 viewers on average. You compare that to the Raw after Mania in 2018. I believe this is like April 8th or something, I don't know. This show drew 3.921 million viewers. Okay, and then you look at last year, Raw after Mania 2019, 2.924 million viewers. And then you look at the Raw after Mania in 2020, 2.1 million viewers. What I'm interpreting from this information is that in 5 years, WWE has lost 3.25 or 3.26 million viewers just watching this show live. People in the last year, they've lost over 800,000 viewers. Okay, but this is where you get the numpties on social media saying, but at least they're putting on a show, man. It's like, people aren't watching it. Okay, these ratings are a shell of what they used to be. They're a great indicator of how low interest is. And these are Raw ratings. You look at NXT and AEW, they're lucky to draw over 600,000 anymore. Okay, ratings for those shows are through the floor. Ratings for SmackDown are literally like 2.3 million every week, which is, it's on Fox on like a marquee time slot on a Friday night, and they can only draw 2.3 million. So you've got a point where the ratings are this bad, but they're still running live shows. And this whole ideology that they had at the start of this whole situation with Vince McMahon was that, oh, well, if we're the only game in town, then our ratings and our viewership will go up. It'll be the most watched WrestleMania of all time. It'll be the most watched Raw episodes, the most watched SmackDowns. It's quite the opposite. Raw in the third hour on the go-home show to WrestleMania drew 1.646 million viewers, Vince. Okay, the lowest ever hour in Monday Night Raw history was the final hour of Raw before WrestleMania. Okay, if that doesn't tell you that no one wants to watch these shows anymore, then that should be all. That should be all you get out of it. Okay, these shows with no crowd are insufferable. To us as fans, it's a chore to watch. Now, a handful, a minority, a very small minority of people watch these shows and just ignore the fact that there's no crowd and say, "Oh, I'm happy there was a show, man." And of course, these are the people who try and guilt trip you on social media into thinking that you're something wrong with you because you didn't love the show, when there's no crowd, no reason to care, no energy, no passion, no creativity, no fun, no enjoyment, no engagement on the show. Those are the people who do that. So, perhaps that's the whole thing. WWE is going to be running live shows on Raw, NXT, SmackDown, further risking these wrestlers. And the only reason it's really happening outside of greed is the fact that Vince McMahon is really good friends with Donald Trump, and Trump's clearly had a word behind the scenes of the Florida government to allow this to happen, because Florida's been in the lockdown for like 3 weeks. Okay, the state of Florida is really clamping down to make sure this virus doesn't spread more than it has to. But WWE gets an exemption because it's for some reason essential business. I don't know how. How is WWE an essential business? Explain that to me. Okay, if you're going to explain that WWE as an entertainment medium is essential, okay, maybe it was in 1999. But you're telling me that a WWE who have lost, 3.26 million viewers in 5 years, you're telling me that's an essential business? A business that is on a tailspin downwards as far as ratings, a tailspin downwards as far as interest, is going to keep putting on shows to spite themselves. Okay, this situation is going to kill the company. I'm saying it now. This situation will kill pro wrestling. It will kill the WWE. Okay, the fact that they run these shows into the ground when there's no crowd, they don't can it and say that pro wrestling without a crowd's a waste of time. They keep running shows for the sake of it, just to get content out there to meet their TV deal. But it just makes everyone want to not watch the shows anymore. Okay, ratings for WWE Raw by August or September, if this continues, will be barely over 1 million. People aren't going to keep sitting through this. It's insufferable. The shows suck. So that's the rant for today. That's the real kind of decisive rant I have about this situation. This whole thing's just sickening. It really is. The greed, the arrogance, the I'm God, everyone else can, suffer as long as I get my money. It's just disgusting. It's gotta stop. Vince McMahon believing he's God. It's killing pro wrestling. It's killing everyone's interest in it. Okay, the shows aren't even worth watching. So that's the rant. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and sub. You guys know the drill. See ya.